What's up, everyone? What is up? It is King Pix Media yet again for another stream. Today is Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? It is the 9th. I established that from just looking at both of my watches. Um, Today we got some interesting stuff to talk about because I was sent a post by my good friend. So yeah, tonight I am gonna dive into the Tim Kennedy apology. We're gonna read it. I'm gonna read it, and then we'll talk about it. You guys know that I addressed his initial rebuttal video, or I addressed the initial accusation. I addressed his rebuttal video. Now I'm gonna address this apology, and then we're gonna leave it alone. Right now we are on Twitch, X, and Kick. I'm still at 1 subscriber, so I'm just gonna show you guys something real quick. Need you to do this on this, but also on this right here. Shout out to Veteran with a Sign. So a challenge for those of you watching this on YouTube. I challenge you. Hop in the stream, get in the chat. We're gonna talk. I literally sit here. I'm not famous enough to miss the chat. I'm gonna read the chat for the most part. If I skip it, it's your fault. But hop in the stream and then eventually drop a sub. If you like hanging out Monday through Friday, I say Monday through Friday because those are only guaranteed days. But I also stream on Saturdays and Sundays. All right. I'm gonna dive into it. We're gonna read Tim's apology because he did write quite a bit. You guys know that I said that this should have been done immediately, like right after all the allegations hit, rather than put out the video that he initially put out sitting in the chair saying that, oh, they're jealous of me. They're doing this because they want to get, their paid advertisements and everything else. This is their biggest video. Rather than do that, this is the apology that should have been put out. But he didn't do that. He doubled down for a long time. And now here we are, 8 months later? I want to take full and unequivocal responsibility for a serious mistake. Over the years, I made public statements and gave interviews in which I unintentionally misstated aspects of my military service. That's a lot of words to say. I lied. I lied to my family, I lied to my friends, and I lied to you. Most notably, I implied directly or indirectly that I'd been awarded the Bronze Star with Valor. So I don't know if you guys saw some of the stuff put out by Nate, Valhalla VFT, or Antihero Podcast, but there was nothing that was indirect about it. And even some of the videos where they said, so you've got Bronze Star with V device, and he says, yep, that was his response. It's not unintentional at that point. I implied indirectly, no, I didn't imply, I stated directly or indirectly that I had been awarded the Bronze Star with Valor. That is not true, and there is no excuse for it. I have never received that honor, and I deeply regret ever suggesting otherwise. You didn't suggest it. You stated. Like, let's be real. You know what I mean? I'm not disparaging the man. A lot of people are just going to disparage him. We're not going to do that. I'm just going to break this down reasonably because I'm a reasonable person. But what you're saying, one, in this robust and verbose response, it's you're saying a lot by saying a lot. To say that, use the word indirectly, there was nothing indirect about it, and then say that you were suggesting, you weren't suggesting, you were stating, you outwardly stated, you lied. There's not many people that I know that haven't lied. I've lied. I have lied, and honestly, am I proud of it? No, but the difference, and people say, oh, if you're not, he who's without sin cast the first stone. Well, I understand that idea and I understand that concept. The way I see it is that when you lie and you continue to lie and you continue to make money off of it, you're essentially defrauding people. It's a lot worse than saying, hey, why are you at work late? Oh, my kid threw up on me and I had to change clothes. You know what I mean? That's a little different. Not in the eyes of the Lord. I'll be honest. I'm human. I'm only human. Not in the eyes of the Lord. A lie is a lie. That kind of recognition is sacred. It represents extraordinary courage under fire acts that risk or cost lives. To those who truly earned it and to their families and brothers in arms, I offer my sincere and direct apology. What I said disrespected your service, and I take full ownership of that. Well, I understand he's saying that he takes full ownership. At this point, he's released 2 videos denying that he was in the wrong. He did the first one sitting on the couch where he essentially went after the people who went after him, which that's a natural response, right? Somebody goes after you, you go after them. That's natural. But then he released the other one with Travis, and in that one, kind of the same thing, trying to say, hey, Travis, hey, what I said was right? And so now you release 2 videos, and now you decide to take ownership. I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, you know, it is what it is. Everyone makes mistakes, like I said. I was young when I stepped into the public eye. Not an excuse. Not an excuse. We know in the Army, we know in the military, there are certain of us that are held to a higher standard, as it should be. There are certain of us that are held to an absolute higher standard. There's so much that relies on our integrity and our accountability. I was young when I stepped into the public eye, and while I wasn't prepared for the scrutiny or pressure that came with it, that doesn't absolve me. I should have known better. Integrity is not situational, and I failed to uphold the standards I claim to represent. To the military and veteran community, especially those who served in combat or lost people they love, I am deeply sorry. I know I've let many of you down. You had, see, he's saying this in past tense. You had every right to expect more from me, and I didn't live up to that. I should say I'm not living up to that. This apology is not the end. So here we go into the sweep. So I don't know if you guys saw Liver King's apology. There's an apology. There's a light admission, and then it sweeps into, this is where I rise like the phoenix. This is where I come back. This apology is not the end. It's the beginning. I am committed to rebuilding trust through honest reflection, visible accountability, and ongoing service to the community. I misrepresented myself too. I will no longer speak about my service in a way that elevates me beyond what I actually did. From now on, my words will be guided by truth, humility, and respect. Here's the problem with that. You say that now, it might be too little too late. I'm just saying it might be too little too late. I understand that words alone don't heal disappointment or restore trust. Only time and action will. Thank you to those who have held me accountable. I will do my best to honor that accountability from this point forward. Here's my take on it. You know, kudos to him for actually admitting, like, this is huge. The fact that he's doubled down and then tripled down. The fact that he's actually like admitted this. Now, personally, if you've dropped videos rebutting the claims, you need to drop a video apologizing. The fact that there's no face attached to this video, there's no, or attached to this apology, there's nothing indicating that, hey, did a lawyer write this, or is this from you? It does appear to be very well written, but it doesn't appear to be totally sincere. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, but it doesn't appear to be sincere. It's like, hey, you got caught up. You need to do something about this. And videos are still dropping. Videos have been dropping since November. I did my episode of Anti-Hero, and then there was someone else did an episode, and then the episode after that, boom, the Tim Kennedy bomb dropped. And it has been a whirlwind. Well, not for me, but I'm sure for him. Anyway, for those of you watching on YouTube, let me know what you think in the comments, and make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and all the things. And if you're not subbed on Twitch, I don't know why you're not. Boom. That was the YouTube video, guys.